Hey friends, in today's tutorial, I'm going to walk you through step-by-step how to make your own direct-to-film transfer using the ProColored K8 printer. I have been in the world of direct-to-film printing for over a year and a half now, and I absolutely love how easy it is to make transfers and make apparel and custom items so quickly. In today's tutorial, I am going to show you how to print and make the transfer. I'm going to press it to this tote bag, but mostly I use direct-to-film printers for shirts and apparel and things like that, but you can really apply these transfers to any fabric medium that you want. It's a really quick process to get the design, print it, bake it, and apply it to your transfer. You ultimately could have an idea to make something and have it made in like 20 minutes. And I love how quick it is, how easy it is to do full colored images, and you can do distress looks. You can really make whatever you want to make, and the transfers are super high quality and they last forever. All of the transfers that I've printed and made with my ProColored printers, I have had no issues with any of the transfers that I've made for myself or for anybody else. For this particular video, I am using the K8 printer. It is currently on their Kickstarter site. It's not released yet as of filming right now, but if you want to get all the details, if you want to sign up for notifications and get all of the information that you need for when it releases, you can sign up for their Kickstarter. And I'll put that link underneath this video. As far as making transfers, like I said, it is super quick. I'm going to walk you through exactly how to use it. Since I got my first direct-to-film printer last year, I have completely moved on from using heat transfer vinyl or any other ways to make apparel. I make shirts locally in bulk, for me, for my friends, for my family, all of that. And I've been very, very happy with using my direct-to-film printer. So I'm going to walk you through how easy it is to make transfers. If you have any questions throughout the process, make sure you leave me a comment underneath this video.
The first step is to import your design, whether you make your own design or find it on a website like I am right now on Creative Fabrica. I have a PNG file that I'm going to download. If you're downloading it from the website, you might need to extract it. Make sure you know where your file lives. Once you go into the ProRip software, in the top left, there's like an image with a plus sign. That's where you're going to find your image and get it into the program. You need to resize it, and because the K8 printer only prints 8 inches wide, I tend to rotate it onto its side. So you can change the width or height on the bottom left just by changing the number. I rotate it with that button to rotate it too, and you want to line it up so it'll print properly. So when you press that rip button on the top all the way to the right, you should see your entire image. But before you actually print, you want to run a head cleaning. So you'll go to the printer properties, go to the maintenance tab, and run your head cleaning. I always run a head cleaning before I do a new print for the first print of the day. So you should see your image all on that right side in that window, and then you can go ahead and press print. You're going to go to a new screen, and it's going to load, and once that finishes loading to your printer, it's actually going to print. This particular design took my K8 printer about 4 minutes to maybe 4.5. I had a timer, but about 4.5 minutes to print. And once it is done, you're going to let out the paper. So these gray buttons allow the paper to come out. So the one on the right is going to let that paper out. I'm going to roll my cutter over it to be done with the print. You want to be extra careful. I'm using one hand, so it looks kind of funny, but you want to be careful because if you smudge the ink, you're going to ruin the print. You need the powder to go with it. I'm using the ProColored brand that came with my printer, and all of the information that you need for baking and pressing is all on this bag. So just follow those directions when you do your print. I keep my powder in a bin, and I gently scoop it up onto my transfer and just kind of rock it back and forth a few times so it can get all covered with the powder. And I tap off any excess. And it should be fully covered. If it's not, like, you just want to do this right away before your ink dries. So I like to just scoop it, roll it around a little bit, and tap it. And then you're going to bake it. I turn it on. I actually have never changed the setting or the timing. I just use, what's pre-programmed. But you're going to put it in the printer with your, powder up, because it does get sticky. So once you do that, once it's preheated, press the button to start it. It'll run sort of like a fan, if you will, so it gets a little bit louder when it runs, about 150 seconds, so about 3 minutes, and then it'll beep when it is done. You can turn it off, and your print is done. That's literally it for making the transfer. It does look a little bit different. Like you can see that the powder has melted, so it's kind of a little bit like divotty and shiny, and it's ready to be pressed. Once you decide, what you're going to press it on, this one is I'm doing particularly as a tote bag, but usually I put them on shirts. You're going to need a heat press. I am getting it all lined up, and I press it at 300 degrees for about 30 seconds. I use a Teflon sheet over the top of it. And again, about 30 seconds at 300 degrees. And then you can open your press and carefully, you don't want to take the transfer with it, pull away your Teflon sheet because this needs to fully cool down before you peel. This is a cold peel, so let it cool down completely and you can peel away that transfer sheet. And you should have a nice looking transfer on your medium, whether it's a bag or a shirt or a sweatshirt or whatever. I do a second press with my Teflon sheet as well. I do it for another 15 or 20 seconds just to make sure it's all good and secure. I've never had any issues with any of my transfers that I have done with a ProColored printer or powder. So once you do that, your transfer is fully set and you're all done.
So as you can see, the transfers come out so nicely. It is so quick and honestly so easy to use. Getting into the world of direct-to-film printing, you do need to have some time there are things that you need to know about your printer, like daily maintenance, if you're going to be gone for a while, what to do. So in my next video, I'm actually going to walk through some of those things, the maintenance and upkeep, and some of the things you can do to prolong the life of your printer. So I am going to put that video up on your screen.